Good morning. It's Mindy. Happy Thursday, December 17th, I think. Here we are, a week from Christmas Eve. So, welcome. As you can see, I am at my kitchen table today rather than behind my countertop. And you probably hear my washing machine in the background. Should be finishing soon. Nothing but fancy good times here. Okay, today we are making peppermint patty sandwich cookies. And I already have my first couple of pans here because I will share the recipe with you, of course, but I couldn't get to the point where I could mix the cookies and have time to bake the cookies and do this at the end. So I'm saving you the monotony of watching me stand and put things into the mixing bowl. And again, I hope you can hear me because of that crazy washer, but anyway, we'll just get going here. I'm going to assemble these and then I will share the recipe with you, and then I will try to go put the recipe in the comments. The other day I went to put my recipe in for what did I do the other day? All the days run together. Anyway, the last recipe I went to enter into the comments and our Wi-Fi was down. Would you expect anything more? So I've got to go do some catch up on recipes, but I'll try to at least get this one in. But all we can do is try, right? Get up and try every day. Okay, so I have baked my chocolate cookie portion to make these the chocolate sandwich cookies for the peppermint patties. Like I said, I'm going to start assembling, show you what I'm doing here, and then I'll give you the rundown of the recipe. So I would normally have these all unwrapped, but this is a normal size little peppermint patty. You can find these any time of the year, but this time of year they'll usually have them in the holiday section too. This is about the size of this one. I baked sandwich cookies approximately the same size as the peppermint patty. So we're just going to squash peppermint patty in between the two. And this might get a little crumbly. That's okay. It'll all kind of melt together. Okay, so I haven't made these in a couple of years. I really like these. And I knew that this was one of the recipes that I was going to do when I decided to do the 12 days of baking. And I was like, oh, I haven't made those in a couple of years. I don't remember why they got away from me last year, but they're really good. They're good if you like peppermint patties. If you don't like peppermint patties, you're not going to like these because it's a very strong minty flavor. So I was all excited and okay, the washer stopped. And then I was at the store yesterday to pick up a couple other things, and as I was strolling down the candy aisle, what did I find but mini peppermint patties? You guys, they're the cutest things. I already opened them yesterday and snacked on a few. How cute are those? And I knew they made these, I just had kind of forgotten. So immediately the thought went through my head, I've got to do minis. I got to do mini cookies. They're so cute. So hopefully this pan is done. This is the mini pan. Aren't they cute? And I think it's actually perfect because these are more bite-sized, because this is kind of a strong, like I said, strong mint flavor. So a little bite-sized one is just perfect. So you guys, look how cute. I was so excited. I stood there in the aisle and I don't even know what my face looked like. There was nobody in the aisle with me, thankfully. I was like, yes, we're gonna make these work. Okay, and again, these are gonna be a little crumbly. So I'm gonna get a couple more of these done. And then I'm going to show you a little comparison here. Okay, so this is the regular size guy. And this is the little mini size guy. Aren't they cute? So it's perfect. So anyway, if you're making kind of these are a little crumbly. That one is falling apart. Well, that'll be an extra to eat. We'll address that in just a second. But anyway, I just thought they were cute. I was like, we've got to do the two different sizes for these. So in a perfect world, I would assemble these right from the oven. And they just kind of meld and smoosh together. I waited a couple minutes while I was setting up the camera and stuff, so that's probably why these are crumbling. But what you're going to do is start with your basic chocolate cookie recipe, which I will give you. And then when you pull these from the oven, you're just going to have to kind of wait just about a minute to the point where you can safely handle the cookies. They're still going to be pretty warm. And then assemble them together, because you do want the chocolate to melt into the cookie a little bit as the cookies are cooling. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside and run down the recipe. So much stuff over here. All right, so you will take your 2 sticks of softened butter. I left mine out overnight. I'm going to just read from the recipe because, like I said, it's been a couple years since I made this one, and this one's not as ingrained in my brain as some of the others. So, cup of butter. I used a 1/2 cup of brown sugar and a 1/2 cup of white sugar. That was reduced a little bit from 3/4 of a cup. They're still plenty sweet. You're going to cream up the butter and the sugar together for 2 minutes in the mixer. Then you're going to add your 2 eggs and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Mix that in really well. Then you can mix together. As a matter of fact, I put this together last night just because it was one less thing to do this morning. But you want to put your dry ingredients together, which is 2 1/3 cup of flour, 2 1/3 cup of flour, a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of salt, and then 1/3 cup, and I meant to bring it over here with me, 1/3 cup of the Hershey baking cocoa, just the brown container that you find in the baking aisle. This recipe actually calls for the Hershey's Special Dark Cocoa Powder, which I have used in the past. I did not have any on hand, and to be honest with you, I prefer the regular Hershey baking cocoa. The Hershey Special Dark is super, super, super rich, and it's so dark. You open it up and it almost looks gray. It's so dark. It's very rich. So of course you can use that in this recipe if you prefer, but I tend to not have that on hand. I always have just the regular baking cocoa on hand. So that's what I used. Now for your oven, I've set mine to 375, depending on how your oven runs. This recipe does say 350. For the bigger size cookie guy, I baked this for 8 minutes. And you want it to be set so you can work with it a little bit, but not so done that it crumbles when you are trying to assemble your cookies. For the little guys, again, it's just so cute. 5 minutes. I did 5 minutes in the oven at 375 for those guys. And I might tweak that a little bit. I'll finish the rest of the recipe later this morning. I might play around with that time a little bit because, like I said, this guy did kind of crumble up, but he's still cute. So that is what you will do there. Once you pull those from the oven, again, let it sit for maybe a minute and then very carefully work to assemble that. I'm kind of used to working with the heat of things, so it doesn't bother me so much, but you'll want to be careful just so you don't burn yourself. So that is that. That is that recipe. And like I said, I will try to put that into the comments. I'm not sure how many of these are going to make because of the fact that I am baking with little mini guys. So I'll try to kind of figure that out and maybe let you know in the next recipe. Speaking of previous recipes, this is the recipe I did the other day. My brain I've got so much baking going on, I kind of forget what I do. I am going to lift up the plate real quick. Hold on to those, maybe. This is what I made, the Andes, or the candy cane bars. So this one, I ended up putting chocolate chips in mine. This is just the regular guy. Slice that into bars. This is one that I drizzled some white chocolate and then added some of the extra Andes pieces. So it's kind of festive looking. So those are the candy cane blondies. And like I said, I did add the chocolate. We really like chocolate and peppermint together. So I did end up adding chocolate chips right before I bake that. But that is those. I will try to get that recipe into the comments as well the next time I can get into my computer. So I think I covered everything today. If I didn't, I will recant or re-add to the next video like I've been doing. So that is that. And I'm going to go finish these and get going on the day. And we've only got 2 days left of baking. So I'm going to try to finish those up this weekend. We'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.